Stay. Stay. So I always have somebody nearby, you know, and then I'm probably back there taking the picture, but somebody is here because I don't really want them to get upset. Well, up here in Maine, the way that you work with the dogs is very different from the city. In the city, there's studio lights, there's assistants, there's a white cyc, there might be a prop. Here it can be a walk through the woods and suddenly I'll see a tree that's fallen down that might be kind of fun to balance them on. So I'll call them over, and depending on which dog it is, they'll react in a certain way. He likes to pose. We've already posed him up here. Stay, Topper. Oh boy. I grew up in Western Mass in a small rural town. And when I was a teenager with some other teenagers, since I was so interested in fishing, we came to this area in Rangeley, Maine.
Rangeley is a diverse and wondrous region.
I ended up getting a small cabin and spending as much time up here as possible. The light and the air is great for working. Now I'm in a place that was formerly York's Lodge. It was a place where people came, stayed in cabins around the lake, but came up to this main house to have dinner, write postcards, sit by the fire. I've been working on postcard paintings where I'll put something up and then extend the scene. I have an enormous collection. This is just the tip of the iceberg, the boxes and boxes of postcards. And I'll just stick one up and look at it for a while and find another one and see what might happen between them. The Hello Nature show at Bowdoin College assembles works from not just Maine, but anything that seems nature related. There's drawings, paintings, videos, photos, pretty much all four things that I have done since the late 60s. There's one in particular that I like where there's a moose, but my dog's head is where the moose was by cutting the tapestry. I grew up in the 50s when the Hardy Boys was a prominent literature that I read and loved. So my version is called the Hardly Boys because they're hardly boys, they're dogs, and they're girls.
The clubhouse, just as they remembered it. Dedicated to solving mysteries and stopping crimes. Hod for Mortor.
The Hardly Boys were two of my dog Faye's puppies. Their names are Batty and Crookie, and they had a wonderful way of being around the camera. One looked as though the bomb was going to blow up, the other looked like she was going to fall asleep. And this is how I make the dogs fit into the costumes by, someone's arms will come through here and their back will stick out there. So, for instance, in this one, if I was a dog, a person would be behind and stick their arms through here and hide. In the movie, The Hardly Boys, I used this building. I used other locations on other lakes, but mostly I've worked around here. We've carted generators deep into the woods to shoot photographs, films, and so forth. My first dog as an adult was Man Ray, and he gave me the idea of making film and video with him, or photographs. Man Ray died in '82 at being almost 12 years old. And I remember the artist Keith Haring coming up to me when I just got Faye, and he said, "I'm really glad you got another dog." And I was sort of insulted by that, but I think he was right. I think just to be around a dog, whether he's the subject or not, is good for me.
All right. Did you get it, you think?